Here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team enters the final stretch of the regular season. You guys have 3 home games left here. Open up this week against home games against Colorado, Utah. How are you all preparing for this weekend?
Yeah, it feels like everybody's on the tank is on empty a little bit. When you work your way through the Pac-12 season and 22 game schedule, we've lost 3 of them, but it just seems like we've really been in a real grind of the part of the season, which February is. But we're also really excited. We've got so much to play for. We're excited to be home, and we understand the challenge of Colorado. They're playing really good basketball. Utah, UW. These are games that there's just no easy game on anyone's schedule. We've dropped some games, so we've got to find a way to rebound and be a little bit better and manage the game a little bit better. So this is a great opportunity for us.
You did mention that you dropped a few games here. I believe you guys are in the midst of a 3-game skid right now. What's been your message to your team here in between those games to try to just, keep the positivity up and just while still working on things and getting just better collectively as a team?
I just think it's winning is hard. Winning is so hard in this league. And again, if someone told me whatever the date is today that we could be 9-9 at our season, I would have taken that in a heartbeat, knowing that you're living in all these times. COVID, people aren't in school, they have no normal activity, and then you've got this brutal schedule in front of you. So you still got to keep it all in perspective. You're going to drop some games. There's really great teams out there. We have really hard matchups sometimes. Maybe we match up with some teams better than others, but it's you've got to work so hard. You got to be so good on game day to even come close to winning or to be competitive. And for the most part, we've done a great job of that. We've not managed some games well. We've had some turnovers that hurt us. We've not shot the ball well at certain times. That's basketball and that's the nature of it. So you just got to find ways to keep your kids positive and believing in themselves and believing in what we're doing. And the beauty of this team is that they show up every night physically and emotionally and mentally, and they play so hard. And so we can do a lot with a team that can do that.
You guys did go 0-2 in the desert last weweekend, but you're coming home now for 3 straight games. You guys have played well here at Beasley Coliseum. You've got a couple of wins over some top 10 programs here. What's a comfortability factor, even in a COVID year where there's not fans around or anything? Just how is that advantage just getting these final 3 at home and just, having the team sleeping in their own beds and having a routine that they're used to?
It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're telling your team this is what's best. So, but I do think, I think we might have friends and family in the stands. Our county has opened that up, and gosh, what a great, what an exciting time for those kids that might have some people in the stands. So, it's always good to be in Beasley. It's always good. This is where we practice. This is our routine. We're not getting on a plane and having to do all of that. So I think it comes at a really good time for us to, maybe get a little bit better rest and like you said, just in our own routine. So we're looking forward to it. We know, games are going to come and we got to be our best whenever they show up but we're certainly glad that we're finishing the season with 3 games in Beasley.
I have a broken record question at this point here, but Charlie Sledger-Walker was able to win her 7th Pac-12 Freshman of the Week award. Only 2 other players have won 7 or more times, and both of those were first-round WNBA draft picks. One of them is Kelsey Plum, the NCAA all-time leading scorer, and the other one's Cal's Krishna Nigwe, who was the number 9 pick in her year when she went to WNBA. Just having her up amongst elite companies just got to make you feel good as a coach, and just seeing these accolades and seeing her name next to some of the all-time greats here, especially recently here in the Pac-12, just got to be a good feeling for the coach. And just how has she been able to take that? How is she just week after week and seeing that name? I know me and you know that she's a very humble person, but just kind of talk a little bit how she's been able to take that success and how she's just been able to handle it.
Well, I think she's kind of a cyborg. I told her that yesterday. I'm not sure she knew what that meant, but just she's a really unique competitor, really unique person, and have never really been around someone as good as she is that just is so, just consistent emotionally, just, not too high, not too low. She has a bad game or misses shots, she shrugs them off pretty easily. If she makes some baskets, she shrugs those off pretty easily. Just mentally and emotionally, she doesn't get in the way of herself. She doesn't let anything get too big or too low, and that's just, I don't know that I've ever seen that in someone that's 18 or 19 years old, and I've not been around it. So I don't know what those other guys were like, but I'm telling you, she's pretty special in that capacity. And if we'd had a longer season, I think she would have had a lot more of those Player of the Weeks.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. We'll talk to you after the Colorado game. Best of luck this weekend, and go Cougs.
Thanks a lot. Go Cougs.